Hey guys, welcome back to Not Adrian, and today we're going to be talking about my experiences down in Spain, especially with my food poisoning and then still cooking up on the court. But I'm telling you, bro, the food poisoning worse than your most authentic Mexican restaurant. But before I went down to Spain, I had to join my local soccer team, right, for my state. So what I did was I joined the team, of course, around April to March. We had a little trip. We went down to Spain. It was really chill. So because my family is like usually really busy, because I have like 1,000 siblings, what I'd usually do, right, was I'd be on the airplane alone. But this time, I was actually with my friend, who we're gonna call Eamon. So I was with my friend Eamon, right? So I was with him and his mom. We were just chilling, you know. We went down to the airport, you know. We got some Reese's Pieces from the stores. But I'm telling you, bro, those airport stores, they overcharge everything. Like, I swear, I could have gotten that Reese's Pieces for like $2. In the airport, $10. Bro, I'm telling you, inflation in those airports absolutely killing me. I'm not even kidding. Not to mention, trigger warning for you guys out there, I didn't have a job. I $10 for a single piece of candy. I'm gonna have a breakout, and I don't have a job. How am I gonna repay my parents, bro? I'm gonna be in debt. Like, what am I supposed to do? Anyways, guys, yeah, airport pretty chill. Wearing my bonnet, nice pajama pants, ODP backpack, ODP hoodie, traveling with the team, flight experience, baby crying, you know, usual stuff. Stayed up the entire time, grinded on Clash Royale, of course. If you guys want, send your decks down below. Check them out. Should be pretty chill. So we arrive in Spain. I like it. It's majestical. We got the hold up real quick. ChatGPT, save me real quick. We got tap into the Mexican machines. We got La Sagrada Familia. Let's go. One of Gaudi's unfinished buildings. One of the most iconic in Barcelona. Of course, for you Spaniards out there. We got the Park Güell. Beautiful park, actually. It looked like a desert, but there was nothing deserty about it. It was just a beautiful oasis. Tapping into the vocabulary. We got the Casa Batlló. I definitely botched that pronunciation. Really famous modernist house. But genuinely though, Gaudi's buildings, really beautiful. I don't know how he did it in the past, just mesmerizing. I'm not even kidding you. If you get to Barcelona, I recommend you visit it, bro. 10 out of 10 buildings. So, in our trip to Barcelona, we of course had a tour guide, one of the best out there. Nothing much to say besides that. So, on the tour guide, we saw La Sagrada Familia, we saw the Gothic Quarter, the Gothic Church, all of those things, 10 out of 10 sites. I'm telling you, you have to see it if you go to Barcelona. Now, of course, we pull up to the hotel, right? And the hotel is, imagine more or less Minecraft, right? Imagine Sky Wars and Bed Wars. That's exactly what the hotel layout looked like. Like, as soon as you looked up, I'm telling you, there was just like stairs going up vertically, and then stairs horizontally, and then the hotel rooms, absolutely beautiful. They were well kept. On the outside, it may have looked like a bit of like a ghetto area, but on the inside where all the houses were, it was absolutely majestic. The showers, absolutely warm. We're near the beach, and of course, we went in the beach, and like, I'm telling you, the water, absolutely freezing cold. Frigid temperatures. We literally had a tournament there where we would just do King of the Hill, right? And if you lost, you would get in the water. Bro, as soon as my foot touched the water, I was dead, bro. I literally had to get tackled into the water to get in. Bro, I'm not telling, like, to be honest with you, I was like a little petty because we lost in such a bad manner. Like, literally, no, I'm telling you, we won that game. So I was going up to the guy, right? A nice little ball roll, scissor. I caught him off guard. It hit to the right? And I shoot that. Bro, it literally hit the pogo goal. If you know what a pogo goal, then if you know, you know. Alright, so it hit the pogo goal, right? The pogo goal, it blew over, and then they called that game, and we lost. It made no sense. And then we had to go in the water. I literally got tackled in the water for literally scoring. No sense, bro. Absolutely got scammed. Botched game, absolutely rigged. More rigged than the NFL. Getting back to the hotel experience, right? So we have two teams that pulled up in Spain, okay? We have the men team and the girls team. So essentially, midnight, right? There is this small patch of turf. So we would go to that patch of turf, right? And so we would just play futsal tournaments. The winner would more or less get different prizes, whether it be money, whether it be getting stuff from the supermarket, stuff like that. So essentially what we would do, right, was these 2v2 tournaments, they would be so competitive, right? And the thing is, the coaches had the pogo goals, but of course they were sleeping in their own rooms, right? And we're not trying to attract any attention, from the hotel staff or the coaches. But more or less the coaches didn't even care if they heard about it, which I think one of them did. So what would happen, right, was these tournaments would go so wild that we would attract so much attention. Bro, the hotel clerks, you could hear them walking down this long and dim hallway, right? You would hear them walking up, and then literally you would have to hide. Because this hotel literally looked like something out of Bed Wars, you could hide anywhere. So where me and my boy Eamon would hide, we would literally run up, we'd jump over a ledge, and we'd hide inside this little garden, right? And because I was really tall and lanky, and I still am that, I would hide perfectly with the green grass, plus in that dim lit area, it was just a perfect place to hide. I was never getting caught. Now Eamon, on the other hand, because he's about the same as me, a little shorter, he would hide behind this pine tree. Well, not pine tree, he would hide behind this beautiful tree or whatever that they have in Spain, and he would never get caught either. I'm telling you, those tournaments would go absolutely wild. Next part, getting into the bus trips. So do you know when you're in school, right, and you're at your regular school bus, but then they upgrade to this coach bus for a special field trip? That's essentially the bus that we were given when we were riding around touring and playing different teams in Spain. So essentially what would happen, right, was we would take this tour bus, we would go down to downtown Barcelona, and what happened was, okay, I would go with the coach, right, and I would split up with Eamon, because Eamon and his mom went to go shopping, and I didn't want to buy anything, because, again, I was already in debt because of the Reese's Pieces, and I didn't have a trigger warning job, so I would just go with the coach, right, and me and my boy, shout out, we're gonna call him Coach G. So Coach G and we would go down to this nice paella place. Paella, it's just fried seafood, fried chicken, and a little bit of rice, grilled chicken, stuff like that. So it's just a variety bowl. Imagine Chipotle, but it doesn't make you shit out of your pants every time you eat it. So essentially what we did, right, was I was eating it, I was enjoying it, I was yo, this is the best food I've had yet, okay? So we get on the bus, right, and we head over to our game. I'm telling you, my stomach dropped. I didn't know what I felt, bro. This is worse than your best authentic Mexican restaurant near you, bro. Bro, I had to go so badly. We dropped by this supermarket to get stuff. I was on the toilet, dead ass, literally 10 minutes. I could not get out. It was so bad. So I'm in the bathroom, right? I'm calling for help. My butt is on fire. I text Eamon, my boy, Eamon. He pulls up. He saves me. He gets Coach G. Coach G pulls up with some Tums, some stomach medicine. I eat that up. We go back onto the bus. All right, after that, I couldn't play that game or the game after that. It was so unfortunate. But that's okay because for the last 2 days, you know what happened? I was shitting on people while shitting. I was absolutely cooking up. So after cooking up on the courts, just chilled. Got back on the flight back home. Shout out to Eamon and his mom. Of course, Coach G, best coach out there. Nothing much, bro. Barcelona, loved it. Although I was not able to go back there again for my second year with the state team, I was able to go to Portugal. another vid. Probably post it sometime in the near future. So stay tapped in. Y'all have a good one.